Hello, my beautiful souls. How are you on this lovely day? Out for my walk and talk to process out loud in hopes that it will help somebody else. My name is Karrie Miller, Master Coach, helping women emotional overeaters lose weight, heal their emotional eating, and create the most radiant life for them. I just did a walk and talk about getting unstuck in questions we can ask ourselves to gain clarity on what we're actually stuck in and what's causing us to not move forward. And I thought I would take myself through the process so that people can experience it for them to hear me do it, so they can experience it and see what it seems like, see what it sees like. So where I'm stuck, it seems to me, and it's creating a lot of frustration, self-anger, self-irritation, wasting time. The procrastination that I'm behaving in, that I'm experiencing. I know the things to do, but can't seem to get myself to do them. Much like with maybe the emotional eaters. I know I'm emotionally eating. I know I'm binging, but I can't stop myself. I know I'm procrastinating, but I can't stop myself. I would rather do everything else than the things I know I need to do to help build my coaching business, to get myself out there online, finish my funnel, the copy for the funnel page, the emails. And I'm going to go through the process to try to find the sticky statement that's keeping me stuck in the behavior of procrastination. So, what's missing? What exactly am I talking about here? And who specifically is involved? Well, I want to say I am the only one involved, because I'm the one that's procrastinating. But I'm also going to include the people that could be clients that I'm not helping, that I'm leaving stuck in their own misery and pain, that could be getting out of pain if they worked with me. So it's not just me, it's those potential clients. In this, what I'm specifically talking about, what exactly am I talking about? The procrastination, the inability when I sit down at my computer to work on copy for the emails, let's say, or copy for the funnel page. I sit down at my computer and I tell myself, I'm just going to check my emails real quick so I can get that out of the way. I don't have to worry about the emails. I haven't checked them since yesterday. It's only going to take a minute. And 30 minutes later, I still haven't started on writing the copy for the emails. Well, shit. Husband's only going to be home. The husband's going to be home in 30 minutes for lunch. I can't work on it while he's home. Well, I might as well wait till after lunch. So what can I do for 30 minutes before he gets home? Well, I can watch a quick episode on Amazon Prime or Tubi. Or I can put dishes in the dishwasher. I can listen to a YouTube video. I can go to a training video from a program I'm signed up for. I can do anything else but give myself even the 30 minutes to even start an email. So that's the evidence procedure I currently have of what procrastination is And then after, I want to include in that the evidence procedure when husband goes back to work after lunch. Well, now I only have an hour and a half before I have to leave for work. Part of that is getting ready, so I only have an hour. What can I do in an hour? I can't get anything done in an hour. Once I start, I'm not going to want to stop, and then I'll forget where I'm at, and it's too hard to start all over again, so I'm just not going to start at all. So I've wasted another day. So there's my evidence procedure for procrastination, is I never give myself enough time to start and get things going. And then I also believe I have to complete it once I sit down and start it. And this happens almost every day. I've been working on my funnel going on 2 years now. And I still haven't completed the copy on the funnel page and the email nurture sequence. And I'm very frustrated and angry with myself for it taking 2 years. But then I also go into the cycle of giving myself grace because my nervous system shuts down when I feel overwhelmed. Because overwhelm means I don't know how to do it when I should know how to do it, even though I've never done it before. And then the shame, I feel the shame on top of the overwhelm, and that all gets to be too much. So in order for me not to feel those things, I don't even start. And in the past, I would have turned to food to buffer, to numb those feelings. Now I don't turn to food, I turn to avoidant behavior in buffering with email scrolling and binge watching TV or playing games on my tablet. And I asked myself, I just gave myself my evidence procedure. How do I know it's true? Because I see myself doing it every day. Have I procrastinated on other things for my business? No. So it's not absolutely true. I know I can do it. I've done it before. But I'm using the evidence of every time I sit down at my computer to work, of checking the emails. Now I don't have enough time. I'm using that evidence procedure that I can't do it, because then I create the overwhelm and the shame. So does sitting down at my computer to work always cause overwhelm and shame? Or is that just the story I'm telling myself? That is just the story I'm telling myself. Because I can sit down at my computer and do the work. I just finished migrating my massage business website from Squarespace to a new platform, and I connected an online scheduler and set all of that up all by myself. So I know I can do the work, and even though it did take me a while, I completed it. So I know I can do it. I was able to start and stop and pick up where I left off. And it wasn't that hard. So could there be another explanation for what is going on with the procrastination for setting up my funnel for my coaching business and then the email copy? And as I walk and think about that question, what is not doing it protecting me from? Well, one, it's protecting me from feeling the overwhelm and the shame from not knowing how to do it. It's not going to be good enough. What else is another explanation for not doing this? Is my nervous system in shutdown, in freeze mode? What can I do to get my nervous system on board with doing this? Well, walking is a good one. What else can I do? Now I'm going to ask myself, is it always, never, every time? No, it's not always. I don't want to say never. Never comes up every time. It doesn't happen every time. Can I think of a single exception? Well, I just gave myself the exception because I finished migrating my website over. So I know I can do it. I do it every Sunday when I sit down to work on my newsletter. My newsletter goes out by 12:30 p.m. every Sunday. And I start it at 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it always goes out. So I know I can sit down and do the work. What then is the exception for me not doing the work to do the funnel and the copy? What is the difference? And I'm walking here thinking, and my eyes are darting back and forth looking for the answer. What is the difference? It's the difference that it's the funnel, once I get it done and get out there and market it, will be going out to everybody in the world, supposedly. Whereas my newsletter for my massage business is only going to a small portion of people. And I have the evidence that I know people read it because I can see the open rates. You know, I get between a 47 and a 53% open rate every week. So I have the evidence that it's a good thing. I know people want it. I don't have the evidence that the funnel that I'm creating is actually going to work, and that it's going to be people, what I'm going to market is going to be what people want. But I'm also not allowing myself to get the evidence that it's going to work because I'm not allowing myself to take the action. So what specifically is not true? I think I just answered that. What's not true is that it's not going to work because I haven't tried it, so how do I know it's not going to work? What's not true is that I can't pick up where I left off because it's too hard, because I've proven that to myself before with the website migration and even with my newsletter every week. I can walk away for 10 or 15 minutes and come back and pick up where I left off with no problem. So what would happen if I did complete the funnel? So my mind first goes to nothing because I still need to market it and put it out there. So I can complete the funnel and still feel safe. But then I can also feel good with myself that I accomplished my goal and finished the funnel, which includes the emails, the nurture email sequences. What would happen if I completed my funnel? I would feel less stress. I would feel less frustration towards myself. I would have less procrastination that I would be irritated and angry at and with myself for. What would happen if I didn't? If I didn't complete it, I would stay where I'm at. I would continue to procrastinate. I would continue to be angry and frustrated with myself. I would never help those people that I may be destined to help. I would feel guilty for not doing what I said I was going to do and leaving those people stuck. And then what would happen if I continue to feel the guilt? Would I go back to emotional eating? What would I do to numb the guilt? So what's really stopping me from completing this funnel and the copywriting? And I think it's the fear of it not being good enough. Because one of my core wounds was I'm not good enough. Is that what's really stopping me? It's not going to matter. No one wants to hear what I have to say, so it's not going to matter. so why bother? Is that what the sticky statement is? Because it doesn't feel like that's 100% of what's really going on. What stops me is not wanting to feel the overwhelm and the shame. Am I willing to feel those in order to get it done? Is that the price I'm willing to pay to complete the funnel and the copywriting? And I consciously want to say yes. And it's the fear of those feelings being so overwhelming that I'll completely shut down. And this is the processing, is the awareness, the speaking it out loud and talking it through with myself. Is I'm afraid of the overwhelm and the shame being so overwhelming, so overpowering. I'm preempting it completely by not doing anything, which is not the healthy way to deal with it, because then it's causing the frustration and the irritation and the anger at myself for not doing what I know I need to do and I say I want to do. And this is how the mind works, because it's more important for me to not feel the over-empowering feelings of overwhelm and shame than it is to finish the funnel and the copywriting and put myself out there so I can help other people. Wow. Okay. And I think maybe that's the sticky statement. I don't want to feel the over-empowering emotions of overwhelm and shame. So I already know the positive intention behind it, because it's protecting me, because I have a belief that shame is too painful to feel. I've lived in a shame-based identity for a lot of years of my life, and I'm working on healing that. And I guess I had thought I had already healed it enough to be able to move myself forward, and another deeper layer of healing shame. So how can I honor myself and move myself forward in a more healing, helpful way? What is the one small baby step that I can take and practice consistently to get unstuck and stop procrastinating? And the first thing that comes to my mind is, when I sit down at my computer, is not check my email right away. I immediately go to my Google Doc and ChatGPT to help me write these email sequences, and believe that what I've written is good enough. Because how do I know it's not good enough unless I put it out there? And as I'm speaking this out loud, I'm having a picture. There's a picture of my mom in my head of, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. My mom doesn't approve of it, so it's not good enough. But when will it ever be good enough? And my mom's no longer with us. She has passed on and lives in heaven now. So when do I get to decide if it's good enough? I want to create my own standards of good enough. And that's a hard one for me, to realize that she's still, even though she's not here, still affecting my life. And I love her. I love her very much. And I want my own standards, not my mother's. Because I want to be me. And this is part of the work. and letting out the emotions, not holding them in, and actually feeling them. I get to feel the guilt for not being perfect, of letting my mother still control me. Or I won't say my mother controlling me, my mother's beliefs controlling me. That my beliefs aren't mine. The shame of realizing that I'm not still authentically me. But giving myself the grace that now I realize I get to decide now. I have awareness now. And I get to change it. I get to decide what is my standard of good enough. And what is one step? What is one baby step that I can take now to creating my own standards? I get to write one email today, and I get to decide if it's good enough. Not my mom's standards, but mine. Thank you for listening and walking with me through my processing. I hope this helps you. As always, live radiantly, my beautiful souls, and stay true to you. I love you.